Hello, 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 and welcome to Walking 90. I get to host today because Yogi is out being a good husband. So welcome to Walking
Maybe
90.
we'll say that for now, but there is a good chance that he might crash out later tonight.
Yeah, that's true. It
We
was
got to remember who's
tomorrow, right?
playing.
The
No,
game's
Jamaica
tomorrow.
plays tonight.
Oh, Jamaica. I thought you meant
Yeah,
Richmond. I thought he gave up
no,
on Jamaica already. They're
I
playing
don't.
right now, and it won't looking too good
Mhm.
when
Now look,
I logged off to
That's what I'm
log in
saying.
here. Thank you for joining us at Walking 90. We are live on YouTube and on Twitch. If you didn't know, we do one live show a month. Thank you, Devin, for letting us know that they are still down 1-0. Because when I logged off, it was the 115th minute, and the ref was cramping. we were at ref cramping stage of the chaos of
Which
that
is
game.
saying something.
You know what? They gonna make it do what it do. Kyle, how are you today?
I'm good. I had to laugh because the America might struggle at soccer, but it's not our livelihood. Unlike some nations who have won the World Cup multiple times,
Italy.
failing to
Sorry, I was
qualify
supposed
for the
to cough
third
there.
time. And just to do a little DRS crossover, the only time we'll hear the Italian national anthem at this rate is when Kimi Antonelli wins a race.
He's bringing back honor to Italy at 19 years old. Who shared?
Someone has to do it.
Doug shared it with us that the last time Italy was at the World Cup or won the World Cup, Kimmy wasn't even born yet. He was born a month later. Thank you, Doug, for the stats. You're coming for Courtney's job. I don't really know how to feel about that, but it's okay. I don't think Courtney knows those stats. And we have a special guest joining us. Since Yogi is not here, we threw the call out, and Shawn answered it for us. How are you today, Shawn?
I'm doing well. Thanks for the invite and really appreciate coming on, spending some time with you guys here and Walking 90.
Yeah, of course. I appreciate you coming on, joining us. It should be a fun little time. So if you don't know what we're going to do today, I'm going to run it down for you. We're going to go over some news from around the league. There wasn't a lot, but there's one big one that's going to shock you. Then we're going to go into our game of the month. For each person, we will pick one game that we really, really enjoyed, and we'll explain why we think it should win game of the month. And then obviously, you know us. We got to go vibes and chaos. So vibes team of the month. You had two options. You could pick a team, or you could create a starting 11 vibe team, or pick a team or create a chaos starting 11 for the month. So Kai wanted to be special, and he did one of each because he doesn't follow the rules. So let's go around the league and see what we got happening for now. If you don't know, again, like we just said, Jamaica is trying to qualify for the 2026 World Cup here in North America. There's quite a few players that went away, but the one we care about is Amal Knight. I can tell you right now, it still does not look like.
Unless a miracle happens in this final minute and a half, 2 minutes.
Yeah,
It ain't looking good because we are a minute. We're in the final minute of stoppage time. DR Congo had to have someone get substituted off because he is basically cramping and limping.
The ref or actual player?
No, this was an actual player this time.
Oh, okay. I did. Well, I mean, Yogi's not here, so we can talk a little bit about it as they go to 6 minutes of stoppage time.
Yep.
Again, the ref went down. Let's talk a little bit about Jamaica, and really let's talk about all of the island nations that we've seen come through League One to, spice it up a little bit. We've had when NCFC was in League One, we had Olex Anderson get called up for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Right now, we have several players on international duty, not just in the islands, but pretty much worldwide. Javier Mariona is representing the Philippines. Chris Tao's representing Chinese Taipei. Siobhan John Brown is representing Grenada. Rude Manin is representing Martinique. Callum Stretch is representing Puerto Rico. KT Kamara is representing Sierra Leone. Mo Mohammed is representing Somalia. Denzel Smith, Noah Powder, and Real Gil is representing Trinidad and Tobago. And Joshua Ramos is representing the USVI.
Let's go.
So
we won't talk about their performances, but let's go.
We don't talk about the performances, but it is really cool to see the league on display across several federations. What does that mean for this league, especially going into 2026 World Cup? I know Jamaica probably won't be there. We'll just let that one go. But, to see some of these other nations seeing the talent within the USL league, well, USL overall, but especially in the League One division, what does that mean for this league?
I think it's encouraging, especially for those especially in the Caribbean nations. I think we're going to probably see more and more of that just between, nations like Puerto Rico, U.S. Virgin Islands that are going to find, places where they can get players into there, and likely going to create some dual nationalities as well. That is probably like an unlocked potential. In terms of like Trinidad, I mean, and these aren't guys that are just there for the ride. Like, they're actual like mainstays in the Trinidad and Tobago national team. They're contributors. So I think especially for these Caribbean nations, it's going to look at like, all right, if you are a younger player, you can go to USL and find that pipeline into your national team. And also, if you have that dual nationality, you can look into that. And I think that's going to be good for both CONCACAF in terms of being able to develop the nations, but also for USL, because we also see it with like MLS and how countries like Panama and Costa Rica,
Bosnia,
like you can see some of these other nations look at MLS and like say, oh, okay, we can build off of that. And I think it's going to be the same thing for especially like the Caribbean and Central American nations, where it's like, okay, we can build off of that with USL, whether it's in Championship or in League One.
Yeah, I think, as the league continues to mature and we push forward, I think this is going to be a more and more of a routine thing for USL League One, and having some people and going out to international duty. And we were talking about Trinidad and Tobago, and the Powder Brothers, of course, USL League One staples, and Michelle Poon Angeron has got caps for the Trinidad and Tobago international. He's an international. Currently not in the side right now, but he's got caps with Trinidad and Tobago. He's a starter for Portland Hearts of Pine. He's our center midfielder. And actually wore the armband the last couple of matches when Mikey Lopez has been out. And of course, we also had last year. He's not on the team this year for Portland, but we had Natty James, one of their strikers, coming in off the bench and scoring goals for the Trinidad and Tobago, national team. And they didn't qualify for the World Cup this year. They were close, but Natty was certainly helping those guys out, putting goals in the back of the net. So I think we're going to see more and more of that as we go forward, and this league continues to strengthen and continues to demand higher and higher quality players as the years roll on.
I'm also very excited for what this means for this league. We've seen, like I said, both have make good points. We've seen a lot of talented players make that jump to the national team just because of their play in club, and these clubs are doing everything they can to make sure that these players are being set up for success, and it's showing. So it's really, really fun and cool to see some of these players play for their national team, especially if they get to go to a World Cup or play in the Asian Cup or any UEFA Cup, whatever it is. Like, it's really cool to see that this product is being recognized and applauded, especially on the world stage, because these players are getting meaningful minutes every time they get called up for the national team.
Speaking of national teams, America's already losing.
Hey, Hey, we already made the World Cup. We are in the World Cup. Okay,
I'm just giving updates as we speak. America's already down.
A win is a win. We qualified. Okay, we don't. I'm not.
Well, typically, history says that these windows, the last window before a World Cup, even on the women's side, this is where you get the old punch in the mouth, right? You try to get everybody kind of thrown back, a little uneasy in their spots, and then they get it all corrected before the World Cup. You see the women do it almost every single year. Like how many times did who was the bogey team? Was it like Norway or something like that? I think it was.
Always somebody random. I also hate playing Norway because it's just a pain.
I feel like Sweden was there for a while. Like
maybe it was Sweden. I was trying to think between the two. It was like no, I guess Norway was like way back in the day, and then Sweden was probably more recent. Was like, hey, dial up Sweden, get them over here, and punch us in the mouth real quick before we go win like our 4th star on the women's side of things, right? So
normally, or Japan. Japan does a really good job of humbling us in that way.
Yeah. I feel like Mexico, there's always some kind of contentious battle. Like they might literally punch them in the mouth.
Right.
That's Colombia. Colombia. I love the way Colombia plays because it's like 60 minutes of soccer and then 30 minutes of like WWE.
That sounds like a USL League One team that we all know.
And it's always going to be, there's going to be somebody somewhere that is like one tackle away from a straight red. And
I forget where they were playing, but all I can recall, and it wasn't Mexico. I know it wasn't Mexico, but it was a CONCACAF match, and the U.S. men's national team was playing, and there was literally security guards with shields, and you can hear the glass bottles raining down on and busting all over the shield and glass going everywhere, while Christian Pulisic is trying to have a corner kick right towards the end of the game. I'm like, CONCACAF, baby. You gotta love it.
If you can play in CONCACAF, you can dodge a wrench. Like, here we go.
And I was going to say, I'll give a quick update on Open Cup. Knoxville is up on Asheville City. That's in the 42nd minute. Naples is up 1-0 on FC America CFL Spurs.
What?
42nd minute. Yeah, I don't know. Omaha and Indy are still at a 0-0, and Charlotte and Charleston are at 0-0, but that match just started, so that's only like the 14th, 15th minute.
I mean, if we're gonna go to Open Cup, we might as well talk about the cup sets from the league.
We don't need to do that.
You sure?
I agree. We don't need to do that.
I feel like
skip right over the top of that.
I don't think we need to talk about.
I don't know. There was some good games. I remember seeing a lot of things in a lot of different spaces. You don't remember those games? No.
Okay. Hate to live in the past. Very present, looking forward type of person. Yeah.
Look, the focus is the league, not the cup is. It's nice if you can get far, be the furthest D3 team, you get some cash. But otherwise, you know what? It's all about the league. That is the importance.
The magic of the cup. Sometimes you gotta find the little things to root for. So might as well.
I didn't see anything to root for. I don't know.
You didn't. Well, we're gonna call it. We're gonna go for Pittsburgh. I'm gonna go for Pittsburgh tonight. Virginia Dream is always a tricky one. I previewed them before, because they always end up playing like Richmond or Loudoun and pulling something crazy out of their ass and winning that game. So, yeah, let's go Pittsburgh. We'll see how that goes. I'm just throwing it out there. What other news was there from around the league? Justin out is what the doc said. What does that mean?
Yeah. So, big news broke. I think it was just yesterday, possibly the day before yesterday, but I'm going with yesterday. This is relatively recent. 3:30. I'm looking at a date now, so literally yesterday. I am reading from the Sports Business Journal, written by Alex Silverman. Title is Deputy CEO Justin Papadakis exits USL after leading real estate strategy. So, not gonna go straight through this. Feel free to go ahead and reference yourself and get all the details, but I'll give you the cliff notes. So Justin Papadakis, the son of the owner of USL, which I believe is his first name is Alex, or Alec, Alec, A-L-E-C, Alec.
What is the dudes and having the name of Alex and going by Alec? First, we have the dude from Love is Blind, now this.
Yeah.
You knew more about Love Is Blind than me. So
I watch
I don't think-
I watch it a lot. So yeah.
So I think people are going to mention that the labor dispute is a large part of this. I believe it certainly is a part of this in terms of him getting voted out. It's not the entire picture, but it's a piece of it. It certainly is a piece of it. But I think probably where his title is more on the real estate part of the USL business. Um, New clubs that are getting ready to come into the league and the rumors of them wavering over to the MLS Next Pro side of the house because they're getting frustrated with interacting with USL and things aren't working well with some of those big cities, like we're talking places like Baltimore and um, um, there's a few other big cities that they were talking about trying to bring in, and they're kind of fluttering a little bit right now. I think the money in USL, some of the new money that just came in, that, oh, by the way, they're pretty good at doing real estate deals. I think they've kind of had enough. They had a vote, and Alec is out. So big news for USL. We do not know who will be replacing Alec, but I think that'll probably obviously be coming out here probably in the next week or so. Yeah, the CEO for a chief real estate officer, Justin Papadakis, is no longer employed in that current position.
Which is wild. I did not see anything online about it.
Oh yeah, no, this kind of came out of left field. It feels because they also said like, oh yeah, he left last week. So it wasn't even like, oh, he's planning on leaving. It's like, oh no, he's been gone.
He's just out there. And it's the fact that you do this like literally a World Cup is coming in like less than 3 months.
Yeah.
You got a World Cup coming. You're trying to create this Division I league. You're
trying to get Pro Rel, or you've signed up for Pro Rel, and you're missing a very big piece of your front office.
Yeah.
And your players are striking. Oh yeah.
There's also that.
Yeah, so there's hopes on the wind with this move now happening that perhaps, just perhaps, maybe the USL brass will be a little bit more motivated to get some labor peace and just move forward and just kind of come to the table and say, all right, look, I know this is where you're at. This is where we were at. I'm telling you, I'm going to move here now to try to get a deal done and try to get some labor peace and go in and fix some of these some of these internal issues, like we're seeing and reading about right now with Alec. Alec no longer a part of the CEO biz.
Well, and I know there was the mention of like how Justin was pushing,
thank you.
Yeah, he was pushing clubs when they're making their soccer specific stadiums to have the mixed use. So like I know with Tormenta, that was like a big selling point. With Lexington, like there's a lot of teams where NOCO is probably the most obvious one of like, yeah, we're going to have, it's not only going to be, soccer specific stadium, but you're also going to have like businesses and apartments and like restaurant. It was supposed to be this kind of like, I always say like the Deer District over in Milwaukee, where it's like, yeah, you have the stadium, but then you have like a bunch of restaurants and apartments surrounding it. So that way it kind of keeps people in the area, drives them to it. And that was kind of the thing that was really pushed, which is a good idea in theory, but as we see with Tormenta, it's like that's not really a good idea / feasible. Like it's not a market for that. And when you're looking at some of these other clubs, it's like Omaha, I feel like was kind of in this boat of like, it would make more sense for Omaha to have a stadium downtown, or Greenville have a stadium more downtown and not have it out in the outskirts of the city and have this like mixed use. Because it sounds good in theory, but realistically, the people that are going to go to these games aren't going to be wanted to be out in the suburbs of the teams.
You bring up a great point, Kyle, with Tormenta, notoriously being one of the hardest places to get to in USL League One, and could have that been part of their low attendance? It could have been very very easily could have been. But that all falls back on Justin and the deals that he's making and trying to help teams get into stadiums and all that sort of stuff. But Also, keep in mind, the amount of teams that have dropped out from USL League One over the years, right? That kind of all falls back onto Justin as well, and then in terms of like I had previously spoken about, some of the teams that they were interested to come into USL and USL Championship and USL League One, and now they're starting to get cold feet. So the brass is worried about losing those clubs. And oh, by the way, we're trying to stand up a Division One team, so a Division One league. So I think finally there was enough heat where they just had to say, you know what, we gotta make a change. We gotta do something different because this is not working.
Yeah. And you also mentioned like going to the suburbs. Like nobody wants to do that anymore. Everybody wants to be downstate. Like the experience is downtown for in terms of just like community and where they want the stadium and all that jazz. It's bad deals are happening in weird places.
Yeah. And NOCO was the most like blatant, where it was like, oh
yeah,
nothing is like going out there. It's like, okay, nothing is happening. It's just a weird sports complex, and it's not even like near. It's like way out. It's not near Fort Collins. It's like a good 20-30 minutes. There's nothing around there. Even like getting to a restaurant, it's like you have to make a trip out. And it was like no progress was being made. And obviously NOCO was just broke. But that was just like one of the examples of like, yeah, you can't be going out to the suburbs. Like if you're gonna try and be somewhere, you gotta be either well established enough that you can be out in the outskirts, like Richmond. Like, yeah, it's not downtown, but it's still in the city.
Yeah.
And I know like Portland's probably a little bit different because it's like it's still close enough that like people can get to with relative ease. Omaha had that issue with like their stadium being out. It's like unless you have a well-established like place, you have to be downtown or at least close enough to the city that other people can get to.
I mean, even think about Charlotte.
Yeah.
They moved to Uptown and now they're going back to Matthews. Matthews is not it's in the middle of nothing and you can't tailgate there. So
yeah, that makes that tough. Makes that tough.
I mean, it's better than what Tormenta was doing because it's a dry county, so you can't drink at all. At least at Matthews, you could drink in your car and then go.
And also, you're not paying so much money to rent out a stadium that you're not even getting 10% full.
Right. That too, yeah, but. I can't say that I'm a hater. So
I mean, that's fair. I'll say it because it's just a fact. It's not even me being a hater.
I mean, I don't even know about Avialta. Like, one, I haven't been to their stadium yet, so I don't know what's around Antelope Valley. So I can't say.
But they seem to be driving a well-engaged fans. They're getting people to the stadium. They're getting people to watch. So, like, I also don't know.
Spokane, I'm not worried about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said in my preview, Spokane has to be the best team at that stadium because now you're sharing with Sounders and Reign, and you have to realize the opportunity you have because there are people traveling 4 hours across the state to go watch the Sounders play, and people are traveling again 4 hours across the state to go watch the Reign play, and you're already there. So they did a better job, well, I will say, making the Reign fans go away 3 weekends in a row because that's not a home game. Honest to God, that's not a home game. Did hurt their attendance in Spokane, but it was still a lot of people. It was still like a decent crowd. Spokane has one of the best stadiums in League One, in my opinion. So, because they made the Spokane Stadium the downtown, and built around it. So that was the coolest part about all of it, honestly. So some of these deals didn't make sense. Some of them made a lot of sense. But at the end of the day, if enough people are pissed off about driving an extra 40 minutes out to a stadium in the suburbs, you're going to lose your job.
And I'll just say there was a lot more misses than hits.
Yeah. So So that was around the league. There wasn't a lot of news. League just started. Some teams have played more than others. I think by the time
Everyone's played at least twice.
now when Portland went to Sarasota for the Snowbird Derby, Sarasota had played one game. Portland had been across the country and back by then.
Yep.
So there we go.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got teams like Madison, Chattanooga, Charlotte played 2 games. You've got Naples, Knoxville, Cosmos played 4.
Yeah, I was going to say they're on 4. Yeah.
And you know what? And you know what would really solidify everything and have it all make sense? Doing power rankings in spite of that.
Yeah. Nice League One thing to do, isn't it?
I mean,
yeah. Let's have power rankings.
I can't even fault them for doing it just because it's their brand. But like, you did a power ranking with a team that had played once and a team that had played 3 times in 7 days.
The most baffling was still how Sarasota moved up despite losing. Richmond went down drawing, but AVL who drew Richmond also. I was like, that doesn't make sense. Also, how did Greenville, Ford Madison, like Chattanooga, and like one other team all drop and they didn't play a game? It's like that's not fair.
They put it into Chat GPT and was just like, make this make sense. And even Chat GPT was like, nah. You got me, bro. Here's the numbers. Like, nothing about it made any sense. And that's why we don't let power rankings gaslight.
That's why there's a chaos BCS ranking, which will be coming out next week when Yogi is back.
Yes, because I don't understand his formula, but it's hilarious every time. So I cannot wait to see that again next week, which we will make sure we share when it's time to do our quick hits again. Let's get into everybody's game of the month. So it's something new we're doing this year. We pick a game from those set 4 weeks in between our live shows where we make an argument for why it should be considered the game of the month. Whether it was because it was your vibes game or your chaos game, doesn't matter. It's yours. You just got to defend it. So Shawn, since you are our guest, we're going to let you go first.
Oh, thanks. So, what I've got for my game of the month this month, there's some good ones actually that actually pick from, which is, it's nice to have that problem in the month of March in USL League One. There's usually not many good games in the early part of the season, but I went with Greenville versus Westchester that finished on a 4-2 scoreline in favor of Greenville at beautiful Furman University. What a great place to play a soccer match. It was
it's the most beautiful of places. Yeah, 4-2.
The thing is, it's an improvement from where Greenville was. Somehow
compare and contrast, right, Kyle? I mean, come on,
somehow it's better.
Is it?
Yes, Ebony. Let's remember how it was last year.
We gotta go back and see where Greenville came from to appreciate. That's where I'm at.
I'm seeing why you say that in my head. I get it, but like
I appreciated a nice brick building with the Victorian pillars coming down just behind the soccer goal. It did it for me.
It's like the Westchester kit. Last year's was awful, but it was better. And they put an improvement. It's still not great, but you can see the improvement.
Ebony's like, tough sell, Shawn, but all right, you go ahead. You go for it.
I'm gonna go with it. Why was it your game of the month?
For me, short and sweet, it was my game of the month, just simply because of Zad Liati just went off, and he was either putting the ball in the back of the net, he was getting the ball and then assisting for someone to put it in the back of the net, or he was still putting it in the back of the net. And 3 goals in the first half. And then I think Westchester made it interesting, like halfway through the second, try to keep him honest a little bit, but 4-2 scoreline. I like not having to look at all the football lines when Greenville was playing in their home match. So I'm gonna call it a nice place to play a soccer game. But for me, the goal scoring output and no football lines on the pitch, I liked it.
You know what? There was it the first goal or the second goal where Westchester just kind of like put it at Greenville's feet, and then everybody just kind of like stopped.
Playing it
and was
out the
like,
back went wrong.
Yes.
I think that happened like twice, if I'm not mistaken.
I just remember them getting the ball, and then everyone just kind of like stopped for half a second, and everybody was like, "Did he just do that?" And then he looked around like, "Did I do that?" And then Greenville looked like, "He did that," and then like he just ran straight on goal.
Yeah, like it was so bad. Like he turned and he like passed it directly to Azad, and it was, to me, I'm looking at Azad's mouth. I'm like, did he just like say here to him like real quick? And he's like, oh yeah, my guy's right there, and he passes it, and he's like, shit. No, that's not my guy. Damn! Like, did Azad just punk him or something? And he like just totally passed the ball to him. Like, I couldn't see his mouth moving, so maybe that didn't happen. But it was one of the. It was so bad.
It was the first goal.
It was literally so bad.
Like he just like saw somebody beside him, and he was just like, "Oh, great, I can pass to a teammate," and then just like pinked it, and then it was just like, "Wait a minute, that's a different color jersey."
Oh wait, he's wearing a green. He's wearing a green jersey.
Like that, it wasn't supposed to go there.
He's like, I'm not supposed to pass to that color. Shit.
My bad, guys. Sorry, my bad.
Oh wait, no, wait. I'm just realizing the first two goals Greenville scored was the same thing. Where it was like they just passed it to a Greenville player, and
right? Yeah, it happened twice.
Two. Yeah,
it was two. Yeah.
It just.
And I think if you look, it's the same defender that did it. Like,
yeah.
He's gonna be lucky to have a job.
Oh, it was. I just that.
And he didn't get subbed out. I would have been like, yeah,
he would have had to eat that. He would have I would have made him go to the locker room and turn on the feed so that when they kept showing the replays, he could see it. And just like go look at that 20 more times and then never do that shit again.
Like if the coach is like coming up and he's like, hey, you're out. You'd be like, yep, I totally got it. That just I'm going
to go ahead and take after the second one, I literally would have been like, you got my penny ready? Like,
yeah.
And also, it was
the
third goal that Greenville scored. It got to Liati. The defender tried like being aggressive. Liati just turned, got past them, and I was like, you got completely dragged out of position. Dickinson did not have a good game. Let's just say that.
Fair.
No.
Is that the one you just like burn the tape, or is that the one you like make him watch for half an hour and then burn the tape?
You tell the rest of the team, yeah, we got to burn that tape. Mm-hmm. And then him, you're like, nah, you need to sit and watch. Everyone else go home.
Yeah. You're going to watch those same two goals for 90 minutes.
Oh, I'd have to watch all three, the first three goals.
Oh, I'm that petty that I would do that. That's fair. Great choice. Kyle, what was your game of the month?
I went with AV Alta against Chattanooga because that match was everything you could ask for in USL League One. It was a late start. We had an early goal. We had Chattanooga strike back and score 2 goals out of nowhere. We got a red card. Chattanooga had like 5 or 6 yellow cards. The end of the match, I thought there was going to be a fight. It had everything you could ask for. And the other key part of it, AV Alta, despite being a man down, we're going to have all this possession. We are going to pass the ball around. We are not going to take risks. We're just going to pass it around, even though we have a good shot. And they were still going to do that despite being a man down. And Chattanooga was like, you can have the ball. We are going to put in a tackle. We are going to rough you up. I don't care. I don't need the ball. I don't need to pass it. And I don't care for a man up. We're sticking to this. Everything you can ask for. No one bend. No one changed their philosophy despite how the game was going.
It was such a dumb game. And I went back and actually watched the full match.
Because I told you, I was like, you have to.
It was just 2 goals got missed on the broadcast because they didn't know where the ball was. So all you see is them celebrating because they don't know where the ball is. And so the camera didn't catch it. I knew immediately that the game was going to be absolutely stupid once they scored in like the 3rd minute and we didn't get to see it. So,
And
also
then the
that red
penalty that
card
was
situation
conceded.
was
No,
weird.
the penalty conceded was just one of those, like, what were you thinking?
Yeah. And then he tried to argue it. I'm like, you absolutely you didn't even hide the fact that you took him down, and then you pop back up like I didn't do it. Like, sir.
You most certainly did.
It's like the ball is in the box. He is in the box. You are in the box. That is a penalty.
Oh, like, even if you wanted to be like, I got ball, and then it's like, but you got 98% of the player immediately afterwards.
Yeah.
And then you also didn't get ball. So,
Yeah.
coincidence, I guess.
Yeah,
I
it
do want
was.
to talk about the red card because the red card was dumb. Was it he mistaken identity? And if you're going, I also said if you were going to call that, then it's in the box, honestly, because it was right on the line, I think. But mistaken identity gets the yellow, then you take back the yellow and go immediately red because you combine the dissent with the foul. So it was just a straight red. You didn't give him 2 yellows. So, and then they immediately come back and score like less than 10 minutes later. So it was just way too much for that type of game.
I was just.
Why'd you sit back? Well, you had a man up.
It's what we do. We're not changing.
Why did you Chattanooga, why?
Again, they were like, we don't care.
We're not taking that risk. We're gonna wait until we get a nice set piece or a free kick.
But you gave them all the possession so you would never get that. That's the part that's killing me, is you literally didn't push them enough for you to go get a set piece. You let them control that entire game in the second half, even down a man, down a goal. I thought they were going to get a third. I truly thought that they were going to win that game, just because they had all the pressure. It felt like it was like towards the end, just like a kickabout, because nobody was like, you got it. We'll play 11 behind the ball while you only have 10.
Right.
It was all just so weird. How I was like, yeah, it was a penalty. Actually, no, it's a free kick. Also, here's a yellow card. Actually, you know what? Here's a red card. And then the player goes on the pitch and just like argues with him as he leaves. And it's just like, what is happening?
It's the fact that the player then turned around and kept going at like the ref, and then like trying to do some hype thing with his players, and then he left the pitch, and then that was just the end of Chattanooga's attack. That was it. I was like, how did him getting a red card spark life into Avialta?
What a match. Again, that's one of those matches where you're just like, everything you can ask for in a chaotic USL League One match.
You know what? That's fair. And that's a good pick. Like you said, there was a lot of good games to choose from for this. But for me, mine was Union Omaha versus Boise. I believe that finished 3-2. Just because it had a little bit of everything again. Like it honestly showed both teams' strengths, but also proved that like Boise is very much an expansion team and they're still trying to grow together. But it also showed me that they just have so much potential. I love their midfield. They are gritty and they're going to get stuck in. Obviously the first goal for Omaha was a little there, like it was bad goalkeeping. Fair. I just want him to stop making the mistakes, because then in the second half when he came out for that ball at like midfield and then like sort of whiffed, but for some reason Omaha didn't score because he was doing way too much dribbling. He wanted to pass it into the back of the net instead of just like putting his foot through it and just chipping the keeper.
Yeah.
And then Gutierrez coming on and then immediately getting a brace, and it was a fun chaos, in a sense that like both teams showed they have a good midfield. If that game could go on for 30 more minutes, it was going to be 5-4 somebody. It could have went either way.
It's weird because I feel like Omaha, like both before this match when they played Spokane and then their most recent match, it was kind of like, okay, where's the Omaha we're all expecting? It's like it felt like they couldn't get into second gear. And then this Boise match was like, okay, there's that second gear. There's that ability to really turn a game on its head. And I think that was one of the things I was waiting for with Omaha. While with Boise, it's like, I'm not sure what to think of Boise yet, because I think there was a whole lot of excitement going into the season. And I'm not saying it's not justified, but this was kind of like their first test. And it seemed like, okay, they're passing their test. They seem to have been able to withstand it. But at the same time, it is kind of like, a team with the quality that it has, you would expect more, especially from those bigger names. You're expecting more from a Dangler, from Kroll, from Nick Moon, from Ricketts. Like, you're expecting more from those guys. And it's actually Mayaka, who I was not expected to be one of those big names to really turn. Like, he's been that guy for Boise, which is good, because with that midfield, you're going to have to do a lot of work as basically your center back is attacking. You got your wing backs, and you're like, there's not going to be a lot of defending from Boise, but they have quality defenders. So I think for Boise, it's just more like, I still want to try and understand what the plan is, but I understand there is talent on that team, and losing at Omaha is nothing to like worry about.
No, I think Boise is going to be just fine, and we're seeing the early days of a Boise team, a very talented Boise team with a very good head coach, just learning how to play with each other. And they're going up against an Omaha side, which traditionally starts really slow, but under the first 2 or 3 matches, they seem to be not getting all the results they would like to get in all of their games that all air quotes all of their games that they've played so far this year. But they're looking pretty good along the way, is my point with Omaha. And for where it is in the season right now in the month of March, I think Boise did just fine against Omaha. And if you want to get at Boise, you want to get at them early before June, because once they start hitting June, I think they're going to be a really dangerous team. A lot of people are going to have a real tough time with Boise there from about June to the end of the year.
I'm really high on Boise. Like, I feel like I just see what their potential could be. Just like you said, like let them get to June and they're all like meshed really well together. Oh my God, they're gonna be
a monster.
Yeah, I'm putting them in 5th. Like, if they can gel correctly and get the right pieces to come in, if they're looking for that, they're going to be so much fun to watch. So, you did mention that they were going to be fine. This is your second year, Shawn, with Portland in the league. Where do you see this Boise team in terms of like where you guys were at the beginning of your inaugural year?
Oh, so if we're comparing where Boise is now compared to where the Hearts were last year, Boise is ahead of schedule in terms of equal comparison between where the Hearts were and where Boise is right now. From what I'm seeing, last year we had a lot of draws. I can't forget where we won our first game. I think it was probably. It might have been somewhere in the month of April. I think where we actually won our first game, and I think it might have been deep into April. So Boise is certainly ahead of schedule. I think a lot of us probably expected this of Boise. Out of all the expansion teams that were coming in, this would be the team we would point at and say, if anyone's coming out of the gates clicking, it's going to be this team right here. And the normal part of it is they have to know how to work with each other. They need to know everyone's tendencies. That this player is going to want the ball passed on his inside as he's making a run in towards goal. This player likes it over the top. This player likes to run back to the pass, and all those little nuances that they need to learn. And sometimes maybe a player's not working out. That player goes out, another one goes in. All those nuances change all over again, right? So that's what Boise's going through. Good news is they got plenty of good players to choose from. They got a really good coach pulling the strings. Boise's going to be just fine this year.
Yeah, and I was going to say, out of all the newer teams, I feel like Boise is the one that's going to have the best performances because they also have the highest quality. I would say Boise, and then Sarasota's one where I'm like, every time I watch, I'm like, yeah, you guys should be a lot better. And then you
watched them twice.
three times. But at the same time, it's like the game against Fort Wayne, where it's like you had this game and you somehow blew it. Or even this but then they go and beat Portland. I'm like, what do you mean you didn't allow a shot on target? I don't understand Sarasota. Like, I picked them as my vibes team going into the season. I think I'm sticking with it, but I'm also like, I don't understand. And I mean, Corpus Christi's, we'll see how they turn out. I just think they need more quality everywhere. Cosmos, there's something there. There's something there with Cosmos. I think defensively is the issue for them. And Fort Wayne is got a whole litany of problems right now.
I mean, I've been kind of hard on the Cosmos because you expect them. They're coming in with this notion that they're going to be the same Cosmos that they were back in their NASL days or whatever league they were in, and they're just not doing that. And that midfield is a big problem of that, and their composure within games. Because if you that game versus was it Omaha, where they went down 3-0 within 20 minutes because they gave up the first one, and then they just lost all composure.
Yeah.
And that second half was just there for cardio. It was second half was all of second half was garbage time. They got one back, but it was
yeah, I think it was against Greenville where it was just all of a sudden you looked, it was 3-0. Oh.
Well, they've had 3 of those games, so 2 of those.
Yeah.
So pick one. Okay. Let's get into our vibes team of the month and our chaos teams of the month. So you had 2 options. You could have made your own starting 11 vibes and chaos team, or you could have just picked a team for your vibes and chaos. Kyle was different, and he made one and then picked one. So now you get to go first, because you did this for I believe you made a starting 11 for your vibes.
Yes. So for my starting 11 for the vibes, I also went with the caveat I was trying to limit it to 1 player per team, which was a lot harder than I realized. But for goalie, I have JT Harms from Madison. He's pretty much had to stand on his head against Naples. He's been very reliable between the sticks for Madison, and it was kind of it was either him or Roman Torres, but I went with Harms because he has brought back some solid play for Madison that they've needed against 2 tough oppositions as well on the road. For the defense, I have Yunus Budati from Omaha. I have Blake Bowden from Corpus Christi. Look, Blake's trying his best. That's all I got to say. He's really trying. Okay. There's not much with Corpus Christi, and they're not helping him out. And then I kind of cheated, and I made Chris Garcia a defender, just having him play as a wingback because he needs to be in the team. But I couldn't figure out where to fit him in. But Chris Garcia has been a menace on the wings. He's created everything for Naples, so I had to include him. For my midfield, I went with Ashmer Spengler for the Cosmos. I have Omar Gonzalez for Chattanooga, Andre Lewis for Spokane, and Jerry Dustens for AV Alta. All of them are pretty much the reasons why their teams are capable of scoring goals. Omar Gonzalez against Greenville had 2 goals. Let me change that. He had 2 quality crosses, which resulted into goals. He had the penalty against AV Alta. Spengler really is the midfielder for the Cosmos that they need. Andre Lewis has been solid for Spokane, probably expecting more, but I'm sure that's going to turn around. And Dustens somehow is able to score goals that he should not be scoring. It continued from last year, where it's just how do you keep popping in this different spots. And I also had Luis Alvarez for Charlotte. Charlotte's been playing really well, so I had to include him. It was between him and Vigo Ortiz, who is 17 years old and has been crushing every time he came on. And then for the attack, I went with Liati from Greenville and Wada from Portland. I feel like Wada has quietly always been in the right place at the right time for Portland. And Liati, this was even before his performance against Westchester. Like, he has been everything Greenville's needed. And Greenville is now suddenly this high-octane attacking team.
Yeah.
And that's something I'm still trying to get used to. So that is my Vibes 11 of the month.
Yeah, that's a good 11 right there.
Yeah, I was actually surprised you made your own 11, but I like yours. So,
I was trying to pick just one team. I was like, well, Ebony picked my pick, and then Shawn's pick. I was like, I can't do that. Like, that's not going to reflect well on me. So I was like, I'll just create my own starting 11. I couldn't do all that for the chaos, and I'll explain my chaos pick later.
Okay. Well, since you threw both of ours out there, Shawn, who was your Vibes team of the month?
Yeah, so, my Vibes team of the month was Forward Madison was my Vibes team of the month. The Mingos cleaned house and just basically brought all in new players -1. And looks like they're, changing from what I've seen. I haven't watched a lot of Mingo ball, but I've watched what I have seen. I'm seeing a lot of north-south. I'm seeing a lot of physical brand of football. I'm seeing we want to score on corners and set pieces. I did see a really nice looking goal from the field of play, so they still got that. They still got that in the locker. But again, two matches I'm pulling from here, so small numbers. But that's what I've been seeing so far from the Mingos. But they went on the road for both matches, and they played FC Naples, which is always tough to play at their place, and they also played Knoxville. Last year's champs, and winning the double last year, and they got 3 points for each match. So that is certainly my Vibes team of the month. I tell you what, if they continue to play that physical brand of ball with that new group of players they've got in there, big broad-shouldered types, and they go up against Richmond and the Hennessy Derby. Both sides might finish with 10 men. Might be double red card time. Hennessy Derby is going to be fun.
I would love to see it.
I'm surprised it hasn't happened, to be honest. Like, I'm surprised there has not been more red cards.
This might be the year.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the best part about the Henny Derby is no matter what players come and go, when they're there, they understand the importance of it, and it's always a fight. So I would love to see that for a Henny Derby this year. But we will, talk Henny Derby very, very soon. But for my Vibes team of the month, I went with Charlotte. I know that's very shocking for some people to see me speaking highly of Charlotte, but they're just like quietly having a really good start to the season. Like, you're not really talking about them much, but then they also go and what was it, 5-1? No, they didn't concede. It was 5-0. Yeah. Like,
they went to Spokane. It was a 4-0 beatdown, and it could have been higher.
4-0. Thank you. And it could have been more. It should have been more. That's also, Spokane also had just played 3 games in 7 days, and then they traveled across the country.
There's that, but
yeah, but still, man, like it was. They have become just like every year we forget about Charlotte until it's time to start talking like playoffs, and then we're all like, oh wait, they still don't have a defense, but somehow they're winning games 4-3, 2-1. 4-0, and you're just like, where's this coming from? Or they're tying games where they were down, and I shouldn't be surprised, but I am still very much surprised that the league has not figured it out yet. How are they getting away with this? You still have Enzo Martinez on that team. How does that team not have a red card every game? What are we doing? You can't even call him chaos because he's just like not doing it. I remember playing against Enzo Fuck that guy. Those Martinez brothers, I could fucking fight them. And that's just who they are. They get stuck in, they can get in your head, but then they also like they have that one tackle where you just kind of look at them and you're like, who the fuck do you think you are? They're not doing that. Enzo Martinez has calmed down with his stupid man bun. Okay. I don't get it. Charlotte has become just this team where you don't think about them until your team is playing them. And then it's like, oh, we're up 1-0. Now it's 1-1. Now it's 2-1. Now it's 2-2. Somebody's going to score in the end and it's 3-2, whichever way. No idea. But they're just vibing along right now. They're like, do not perceive me, do not notice me. We are good over here. And you know what? I'm going to give it to them. They were my vibes team of the month.
And again, it's the fact that they're just bringing in a 17-year-old and he is turning performances. Like, it's not, and I'm not even surprised anymore. Like, this Charlotte team has been, I think the thing is they're defending. And that's the part I'm not used to.
It's never been good. And how, like, what are we doing? You blinked. Even a Tiger Spokane should have put one away.
Like, who is this Charlotte defending?
But I'm like, where's the other shoe's got to drop at some point, because there's
like
we're getting
catfished by Charlotte. Like,
yeah.
It's hurting me to say nice things about them. Oh my
everybody's
gosh.
like, quick, we need to move on. Quick,
we're gonna move on to chaos.
Chaos team, your chaos team of the month. Kyle, since you started with your vibes, I'm gonna go to Shawn to start for chaos.
You know, I noticed this after I did it. This was completely unintentional, but I guess I've got like a Henny Derby thing going on apparently between my two teams here. But Richmond Kickers is my chaos team of the month. Second in the league in total yellow cards and red cards. So if you total them up together, they're second in the league right now. So you know, Richmond Kickers very much taking their the double fist of fury is what I call it, from the banner from the Red Army for the supporters group for the Richmond Kickers. You got the fist, which has got like Red Army across the front. Yeah, I think they've adopting that mentality this year, because yellow cards on top of yellow cards, and we even had a red card. And even Elliott mentioned himself. He's like, I don't know how many games Richmond is gonna win this year, but I'll tell you what, they're going to be there to fight, and they're going to know that the Kickers were there on the pitch, because they are big on getting back and defending, and they are not afraid whatsoever to muscle you off the ball, throw in some steel, and try to break the ball loose. So that is my chaos team of the month, and I don't see that one slowing down for Richmond anytime soon.
You know what the weird part about Richmond? Yogi was saying, oh yeah, it's going, Darren is on the hot seat. Like, he's got to turn around. It's like, okay, you're not doing this is not a good start.
Nah, I said the same thing. I was like, there's no way eventually he's going to have to, like, there's got to be a result somewhere.
Yeah. And currently sitting like what, 16th in the table?
Yeah.
15th,
right?
Yeah, just ahead
15th?
of Westchester and Fort Wayne, because Fort Wayne and Westchester have a worse goal difference. But it's like, looking at their upcoming schedule, April 11th, Spokane.
Mm-hmm.
Don't feel confident about that.
Yeah.
The next week, Omaha.
Oh.
Don't feel confident about that.
Mm-hmm.
The next one, they have a chance. It is against Westchester. So it's like, okay, there
it is.
Go.
There's the 3 points.
There's
the 3 points.
There's their get back game for all the other games they did not get back into.
May 1st, Westchester. It's like, all right, there's your one chance.
We just told them to hold on for a month. Hold on for a month.
Well, because the problem, but then the problem comes after that is Greenville. Don't feel great about that. Chattanooga. Don't feel great. Boise twice in like a 3-week stretch. Don't feel great.
Yeah, nah, not Boise. I was talking about Greenville.
Yeah, Boise back to back.
Ouch. Yeah.
And then good. June 13th, Corpus Christi. And then the following week, Fort Wayne. So I was like, okay,
So we're
might have to wait
telling them to
until
hold
June.
on till May and then hold on until
June.
June.
Mid-June.
So you got that one game in May, and then you suffer, and then you get that one game in June, 2 games in June. I'm sorry, and then suffer some more like this.
They might want to think about putting. They might want to think about putting Vinberg a little bit further forward. He can score some goals.
And that's also the thing. They cannot score. Which does not make sense because there's
like
that Knoxville game was frustrating because they should have, and then they immediately turn around and they get scored on like at the death, and it was just like, all right.
I think it was like the year before Vinberg came to the Hearts. He was over in Germany and he played in the midfield over there, and he scored like 8 goals. And last year for the Hearts, we were having issues with our right side back, injury issues, right? And it was like a revolving door at right back, right? And I think it was like a couple matches we had Vinberg out there playing right back just temporarily. It's like, we really need you this time, like type deal. This isn't your full-time gig, but just try to do us a solid for a game or two, and we'll get you back in your center back spot. And he was running up and down the wing, scored a goal. So like I said, he's got some goals in that leg. So if you're feeling like you need to get dangerous, push him forward. Have him do a few mazy runs up the pitch and just start running at people. Who knows? He might throw one in the back of the net.
Fuck it, he's up there somewhere. That's your mentality at this point. Just go for it. So what else
between Espinoza, Dorado, and I feel like one of those 3 is just like, yeah, go.
Just go.
Go.
Don't
we'll
stop
find you.
running. Forrest Gump it. Run. Just run. That's all you got.
I did fact check myself on my late April first win of the season last year for 2025 for the Hearts. May 17th was our first win last year. So I did say deep April. Add on another 2.5 weeks. May 7th.
Time is a flat circle, so it's fine.
I was gonna say Ford Madison went like a whole 2-3 months without winning a match, so I don't even know what happened. So it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. Everything's great. Kyle, who is your chaos team of the month?
Fort Wayne, because
why?
That defense and goalkeeping situation is not great. That if you watch the Cosmos game, there was a moment, the first goal, where the Cosmo, I don't know if it was midfielder or attacker, he got the ball at like somewhere in their half and just waltzed his way through the entire team and just shot it and far post, burned, just froze. It was just the most like, you just let them score. And it just keeps happening. And there were moments where they had a good shot on goal and they somehow missed it. This is just a team that I don't know what they're doing. There's just too many times where you just sit there and go, what were you working on in training? What were you working on recently? Because nothing, it seems like a whole, it just seems incohesive. It doesn't seem like these guys actually know how to play together. And that's why I went with the cast, because I don't know if you play against Fort Wayne, there's going to be a moment where the defense and the goalie and the midfielder are all just going to do something. You're going to be like, what were you doing? You do realize you need the ball, or they'll have an attacker have a good one-on-one opportunity and then somehow shoot it wide. I don't understand. And it's one of those where and it's not even like, they're not good. It's just like, not only you're not good, but you're just making mistakes that don't make sense.
Yeah, I think Fort Wayne is kind of feeling the hurt of the decision of bringing the most amateurs onto their roster for all of USL League One this year. They're somewhere floating in the vicinity of like 11 to 12 amateurs that they brought onto their side this year. I think 3 of the back 4 were amateurs back in USL League 2 with their goalkeeper. And they brought those on from their USL 2 side. And then they sprinkled in about 8 more on top of those 4 that they brought in. So a lot of amateurs on that side. And I think they're hoping to kind of, ride the heavy storm in the first half of the season and kind of come true towards that magical midsummer that everyone likes talking about. The problem is they have to come true. And I know we're just getting out of March today, and it's too early to make any judgment. But it certainly looks like they got a ways to go sitting here on March 31st. That's all we're saying right now.
I have not watched any Fort Wayne, so I'm going to take your word at it.
I watched them play against Sarasota, and then I watched them play against Cosmos, because the game against the Cosmos was like it was like a weird in between, like
that's the one you're talking
NWSL.
about.
Yeah, it was like in between NWSL matches. So I was like, okay, I'll watch this, and then the Sarasota, because I was doing a quick kick, so I was like, I'll watch Fort Wayne against Sarasota. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
are you doing?
The boys over at Fort Wayne Footy, the podcast for Fort Wayne, they were saying that Cosmos match that you're talking about, Kyle, that was a tough one to watch. It looked like a training session as Spengler was just weaving in and out 2 or 3, maybe even 4 before he finally. I think he passed it off, and then they scored that way, if I remember right. But
it was like even the pass. It was like the pass. It's not like it was like a clean pass. It was just like a slow roller. The shot was just like a slow roller. It's just like
it's like you looked at goal and went, oh hey, look, there you are. Like oh, those ones hurt. Those ones hurt deep. Yeah.
So that's my chaos team of the month. Fort Wayne's just all over the place, and then
they're a tough
I've given
spot
them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they'll figure it out. But right now, it's not looking pretty.
No, it's not.
I mean, if we're going to talk about not pretty soccer, we can get to my chaos team of the month. And it's the Cosmos. If you thought that I didn't like Charlotte, I also don't like the Cosmos. And that goes back to my NASL days. Okay, so
makes sense.
My biggest concern is, again, that midfield and defense. It's so chaotic at the wrong time that they go from 0-0 to 3-0 very, very quickly. And it doesn't look like, it feels like there's like no leadership, even though there's a very talented midfielder on the field. And you just kind of just like, what is going on? You're carrying the success and the name of a brand that's very, very synonymous with American soccer. You should be doing more with that. And it just feels like it's just like not happening. And you kind of look around like, well, why not? And it's just chaos everywhere on the field. Like you just won 2-0, but it took you.
Well, and also considering the opposition you just played.
Right. Exactly. You played Fort Wayne. Like, apparently not a good squad right now. So take that how you can. But like you look at some of the other expansions, like a Boise, and you're like, okay, can you keep up with them at least? No. I don't think you can right now. So and then to look at like some of the stuff that happened before you even kicked the ball. Like you signed a player and then released the player, the same player, within like 2 weeks? Like, what's going on here? That was some of your veteran presence that you need on the field right now. So it's chaotic. It's chaotic in Jersey. Hopefully they fix it or they don't fix it. It doesn't matter to me. But that's why they are my chaos team of the month. What are your thoughts about these 3 teams, and where do you see them landing in terms of over the next month? And for like, do you see them making a repeat as your chaos teams sometime down the line?
Let me double check the schedule for these teams. So Cosmos start the month home against Charlotte.
Oh.
Then it is home against Ford Madison.
Oh.
Then they got a USL Cup match against Brooklyn.
Ooh.
And that is their
April. Red card. Okay.
So they're going to be a little chaotic. I think that's going to hold true. Richmond, we already went through their schedule. It's
Answer is yes for Richmond.
Yes. Hey, that's just just go ahead and mark that down as your chaos game of the month.
Check. Richmond, check. Yep, we're good there. Yep.
Fort Wayne, they go to Chattanooga, and then they got a cup match against Louisville.
What the?
So they're also going to probably.
When we do this in 4 weeks, yes.
So it's looking very likely.
Mm-hmm.
Fort Wayne against Louisville. Oh my god,
that's gonna be so fun.
It is hydrogen bomb against coughing baby meme. That's
gonna be so much fun. I can't wait.
There should be a law against that matchup. That's just not right.
No. We have to see it. There's gonna be something great about it, in like the most unimaginable way.
Watch it'll probably be like a close game. You watch.
I feel like Louisville's gonna be like, we're just gonna throw the C team out there and it'll be fine. Oh, Richmond's also got Charlotte in their cup match.
Oh yeah, I'll be at that game. That'll be such a fun game. Since I don't have a team here anymore, we don't have any home or away matches, so we might as well, take our Charlotte hate on the road and go up to Richmond.
There you go.
There we go.
Cup update. Knoxville and Asheville City 1-1 in the 80th minute.
Ooh.
Knoxville has a red card.
What?
Yep. Naples up 2-0.
Who?
Naples is up 2-0.
Okay.
FC America CFL Spurs has a red card.
What the How are the Spurs losing in different leagues? Go for it.
Omaha winning 1-0 in the 82nd minute.
Hell yeah.
Indy 11 has a red card.
Okay.
Charlotte is winning 1-0
versus
52nd minute against Charleston.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So that is the League One Cup date.
And apparently the USA is down 2-0.
Sure.
More ass kicking time for the USA. Thank you very much.
Perfect.
Gotta love it. And they're playing against Portugal, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Ugh, gross.
They just got their ass kicked against Belgium. Now the ass kicking continues against Portugal.
Get it out the way now so that when you go to the semifinals, like Poach said,
they should probably worry about, can they even win their group right now? Because it's not looking pretty.
I didn't say it. Shout out to Turkey. They are about to play the USA and
Paraguay
LA.
And what, Australia? Yeah, putting Turkey in LA was not that was a choice.
Hey man.
I don't understand it. I'm not.
we're gonna let that sit.
Yeah.
Right there. And no, Australia, they play Australia in Seattle. That's the game I'm trying to get to. So if you haven't gotten tickets to the World Cup, if you're trying to go, good luck.
Yeah, I was gonna say I ain't got the facilities for that.
Yeah,
no.
I mean, I don't want to go to. The only game I was truly considering going to was USA Australia in Seattle, just because I love Seattle. It's one of my favorite places in the world, and it would have been very cool to go to a World Cup game there. I would have cried for the first 45 minutes. So,
see, I was looking at Toronto just because I was like, Toronto's a fun city. That'd be pretty cool.
I thought about going to Mexico. I'm still trying to go to Mexico, so we'll see.
Yeah, and then their first match against because Canada plays Bosnia.
Hilarious.
Yeah, that's gonna be thousands of dollars. I was like, never mind, not gonna be able to do that. And I was like, oh, Ghana versus Panama. I don't think a lot of people would travel for that. Wrong. I mean, it's only $400. Like, wait a minute. Hold on.
We've done worse things with $400. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, I'm trying to go to Mexico for the Mexico-South Africa opener.
If you're getting to a World Cup game for $400, you should probably jump all over that because I don't think you're going to find a better bargain than that, and that's sad. That's sad. Saying $400 is a big bargain for the World Cup.
Not sure if I'm going to be able to say, hey, I want to go to Toronto.
I got you.
You're close enough that you can drive. You're from the Midwest. Drive.
I could, but I'm gonna have to explain. Like, yeah, I'm gonna spend however much for the hotel. I think that's actually
Yeah.
the part that's gonna be more hard. Is the hotel?
Yeah.
Sleep in the car. You're young
But-
and spry.
No,
By
I'm
the
not.
I tried.
I would not say spry.
He's like, I got my days, but
I had to buy
not
knee
spry.
brace. I had to buy a knee brace. Okay, I'm not spry.
You'll be okay. Just
Spry's in the rearview mirror.
Yeah,
YOLO, man. Just go for it.
we'll see.
Well, that is our show. We will have a BCS update for the next time we whoever does the next quick hits, they will have an update for you. So Shawn, thank you so much for joining us and kicking it with us for a little bit. It was a lot of fun. I appreciate you joining us so late. Please plug wherever you are. Make sure you throw out your pod or what and all that jazz.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me. It's fun coming over and hanging out when the vibes and chaos of the Walking 90. I love this podcast as you guys do. A frequent watcher of this podcast, just so everyone's aware, and certainly enjoy what you guys do over here. I can't wait for the vibes and chaos rankings that Elliot put together. I think they should be showing those instead of those stupid power rankings. That's if I had my vote, that's how that would go. But hey, if you wanna see what we got going over on my pod, I say my pod, it's not my podcast. I am just one of the co-hosts on the Friggin' Soccer Show, which is anything and everything Hearts of Pine. We will eventually later down the road go into a little bit more of professional soccer in the state of Maine, as the women's team will probably start coming into the picture, and maybe a few other teams may end up sprouting up, and we go into different storylines and things of everything soccer in the state of Maine. But again, the podcast is the Friggin' Soccer Show, and you can find us on YouTube, and we have our own YouTube channel. We do have a website that we just put up, still shaking some bugs out of it. And of course on Spotify and Apple Music. Again, the Friggin' Soccer Show. And thanks for having me. Certainly enjoyed my time here with you guys today.
Thank you so much. It was a lot of fun. Yogi should hopefully be back for our next live show so he could take back over the hosting duties. He's better at it, not even gonna lie. But I appreciate everybody that has listened, watched, subscribed. We are at Walking 90 Pod on Blue Sky, Walking 90 for YouTube, and on Twitch, we're at Walking 90. I appreciate everybody. Make sure you support your local journalist. This sport has brought some really cool people together and they love to talk this sport. So make sure you're supporting them in every way that you can. Kyle, anything else from you, my guy?
It is Trans Visibility Day, so make sure to obviously with everything going on in this country, just want to let those in the trans community know that you are welcome. We appreciate you, and obviously we're hoping for better days.
Here.
I fight, so please watch what you say in our comments because I fly to cut, and I do fight, so. Remember that. So that's Walking 90. I appreciate everybody. Be easy. Peace.